Nightly Business Report.
Good evening. Tonight, President Kumar Dissanayake had a thorough conversation about the status of the Extended Fund Facility Agreement with a visiting delegation from the International Monetary Fund. 2025 will mark the 22nd anniversary of the Colombo Fashion Week with its summer edition. With this accomplishment, the Fashion Week becomes one of just 4 in Asia to surpass 2 decades of success. On the last trading day of the week, the market enjoyed a favorable increase, continuing the upward trend from the day before. Investor optimism was reflected in the positive trend. And as investors processed a barrage of earnings and examined the cloud expansion and artificial intelligence investments made by big tech companies, Wall Street's major indexes ended neutral.
From Studio 24, here's Sanuvi Mudanayaka.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. President Kumar Dissanayake held a comprehensive discussion yesterday with a visiting delegation from the International Monetary Fund regarding the progress of the Extended Fund Facility arrangement. The meeting focused on evaluating Sri Lanka's economic performance and the implementation of key reforms under the facility.
The government of Sri Lanka has reached a staff-level agreement with the IMF on the third review of the Extended Fund Facility arrangement, which totals to $3 billion. The details of this review are expected to be presented to the IMF Board of Directors by the end of this month. Discussions focused on the progress made under the current program and the government's commitment to continue the reforms outlined in the agreement. Once approved by the IMF Executive Board, Sri Lanka is set to receive the 4th tranche of the extended loan amounting to $333 million. This funding will provide vital support for the country's ongoing economic stabilization efforts. This successful review marks a significant step in Sri Lanka's engagement with the IMF as it works towards sustainable economic recovery. The government remains focused on meeting key milestones to ensure the program's successful completion.
Sri Lanka has received a significant boost in its efforts to create a cleaner and healthier environment, thanks to the government of Japan's generous support. Through Japan's Economic and Social Development Program, a grant of 300 million Japanese yen has been provided to Sri Lanka for the purchase of 28 state-of-the-art garbage compactors. This donation will help play a pivotal role in enhancing waste collection and disposal under the government's Clean Sri Lanka initiative, which aims to improve the nation's physical environment and promote sustainable practices. The program is designed to tackle challenges like illegal dumping and environmental pollution, issues that have grown due to rapid urbanization. The new garbage compactors will assist local authorities in efficiently managing waste, particularly in the western, northern and eastern provinces. With these upgrades, Sri Lanka is one step closer to achieving its goal of a cleaner and more sustainable environment for all its citizens. Colombo Fashion Week is set to celebrate its 22nd year in 2025 with its summer edition. This milestone positions the event as one of only 4 fashion weeks in Asia to have surpassed 2 decades of success.
Colombo Fashion Week has long been the backbone of Sri Lanka's fashion design industry, providing a platform for emerging designers and supporting the growth of the fashion ecosystem. Often referred to as South Asian Fashion Week, it serves as a regional hub capitalizing on the geopolitical position in South Asia. The event has been instrumental in revitalizing the country's fashion design sector, cementing its place as one of the most significant fashion weeks in the region. This year, CFW has expanded its international reach by joining the newly formed BRICS International Fashion Federation as the founding member. As a part of this collaboration, CFW has launched a design exchange program where a designer from BRICS country will showcase their work at CFW and a Sri Lankan designer will have the opportunity to present their collection at the BRICS event. This initiative aligns with CFW's mission to bridge diverse fashion markets and encourage creative dialogue across continents. CFW continues to enhance Sri Lanka's global profile through its focus on arts, culture and sustainability, further contributing to the country's destination marking efforts.
Sri Lanka is set to launch 3 major digital initiatives under the leadership of President Kumar Dissanayake to accelerate the country's digital transformation. One of the key initiatives is the GovPay platform, which will digitize all government payments, reducing fraud and improving efficiency. Starting today, citizens can make payments online via govpay.lk. Additionally, the President's Fund has extended its services to 341 divisional secretariats, enabling regional applications for financial assistance. Sri Lankans living abroad can now access digital birth, marriage and death certificates through consular offices, connecting directly to the Registrar General's Department. These initiatives represent a significant step towards creating a fully digital government in Sri Lanka. Let's take a short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. The market saw a positive uptick on the final trading day of the week, maintaining the upward momentum from the previous day. Both the ASPI and the S&P SL20 indices mirrored this encouraging trend, reflecting investor optimism. For further insights, we speak with Aknath Ennakorn from First Capital Holdings.
Thank you, Sanavi. So today the Colombo Stock Exchange saw a continuation of the positive sentiment that was seen yesterday amid lower trading volumes. The ASPI ended the session in green at 16,734. This marked an uptick of 227 points compared to yesterday's session. Sellinco Holdings, Melsta Corp, John Keells Holdings, Aitken Spence and commercial banks stood out as the dominant positive contributors to the ASPI. In terms of negative contributors, Wattavala Plantation, Ceylon Bank and Nation Lanka Finance were the top three entities that exerted adverse pressure on the all-share price index. So today's turnover was 2.1 billion rupees. This was lower than yesterday's turnover, which was about 5.2 billion rupees. So even though the overall sentiment remained positive across today's session, investor participation and the number of trades that were carried out were somewhat low. In terms of contribution to turnover, the capital goods segment took the lead with a contribution of about 28%. This was followed by food, beverage and tobacco, and the banking sector, which produced a contribution of about 35%.
The market began the week on a negative note as the ASPI showed some upward movement while the S&P SL20 continued its decline in the first 2 days. However, the market regained strength as the week progressed with positive momentum building towards the end. For further insights, we speak with Dimantha Matthews from First Capital Holdings.
Thanks, Sarvi. After a week of volatility, the market saw some selling pressure during this week as we saw profit taking and a sort of a correction taking place with the market coming down significantly. So during the first half of the week, we saw a lot of selling pressure in the market, and on certain days 500 plus points decline in the market. However, afterwards, towards the latter part of the week, we saw a bit of a turnaround in the market with buying interest coming back into the market. So with that, the market turned into the green, and over the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, we saw some buying interest coming back into the market. However, what we see is continuous selling interest also in the market. So things are sort of balanced at the moment. So within the day, we see a lot of volatility in the index, though the market is green. So there was significant interest coming in the banking sector counters, and in addition to that, we saw renewed interest coming into the construction sector players with the recovery in the construction sector. Afterwards, we also saw selected buying interest in the consumer counters and primarily in the blue chip counters. In terms of foreign interest, there seems to be continuous outflows in the market. Despite the market declining on certain days, we are seeing outflows continuing. So with that, we are expecting the market to sort of have a renewed foreign interest in the coming days following the budget and also with the new year coming in as the new investors start looking at the market overall.
Gold prices rose today, remaining near record high levels and are on track for a sixth consecutive weekly gain. Concerns surrounding the ongoing trade war have driven safe haven buying, with investors turning to gold ahead of the key U.S. payroll report. Spot gold was up 0.3%, reaching $2,864.11 per ounce, and has gained more than 2% this week. Earlier in the week, bullion hit an all-time high of $2,882.16 on Wednesday. This upward trend reflects growing uncertainty in global markets, further boosting gold's appeal as a secure investment. Analysts predict that the payrolls report will be a key factor in determining the next movement in gold prices. Oil prices saw a modest increase in Asian trade today, but were still on track for a third consecutive week of decline, weighed down by renewed trade intentions between the US and China, along with threats of tariff hikes on the other countries. Brent crude futures rose 52 cents to $74.81 a barrel, though they might remain positive for a 2.5% weekly loss. Meanwhile, U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude gained 44 cents, reaching $71.05 a barrel, but is also set to decline by about 2% for the week. Yesterday, the U.S. Treasury announced new sanctions targeting individuals and tankers involving in shipping millions of barrels of Iranian crude to China, intensifying pressure on Tehran. Additionally, President Trump has unveiled a 10% tariff on Chinese imports aimed at addressing the U.S. trade imbalance, while suspending plans for steep tariffs on Mexico and Canada. The Sri Lankan rupee has shown a slight appreciation against the US dollar today compared to yesterday. According to the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, both the buying and selling rates of the US dollar have decreased. Let's now take a closer look at how the Sri Lankan rupee is faring against other major global currencies. A short break now. This is the Nightly Business Report. Welcome back. Sri Lankan Airlines has announced plans to double its fleet to 50 aircrafts within the next 5 years, aligning with Sri Lanka's goal to generate $10 billion in annual tourism revenue by the end of the decade.
Sri Lankan Airlines is planning a significant fleet expansion with a goal to grow its fleet to 50 aircraft within the next 5 years. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the national carrier had 27 aircraft, but the current fleet stands at 22. CEO Richard Natal stated that the airline aims to double its capacity over the next 5 years. By the end of this year, Sri Lankan Airlines plans to increase its capacity by 25 to 30% by adding a 3 wide-bodied aircraft. Arrangements are in place to procure these aircraft on wet lease. Despite facing financial challenges in the first quarter of 2024-2025, where revenues dipped by 12.7%, the airline managed to post a profit before tax of 0.6 billion rupees. The government has committed to supporting the airline's revival with equity injections and loan guarantees under a 5-year corporate plan.
8 Spence PLC has appointed Ms. Sashani Jayawardena as the new chairperson following the passing of Deshamanya DHS Jayawardena. Ms. Jayawardena, an executive director at the company, bringing over 15 years of strategic leadership experience, particularly in the leisure sector. She has also held prominent positions at several listed companies, including Melstaco PLC and Lanka Milk Foods PLC, and served as joint deputy chairperson at 8 Spence Hotel Holdings PLC. Alongside her appointment, Mr. M.R. Mihular has been named the senior independent director, strengthening the company's governance structure. Ms. Jayawardena's global exposure includes academic credentials from Keele University, the University of Cambridge, and an internship under US leaders Hillary and Bill Clinton. These appointments are seen as a key step in 8 Spence's ongoing growth and long-term vision. NDB Bank is taking a significant step towards enhancing financial convenience by enabling government payments through its advanced digital platforms, Neos Online Banking and Neos Corporate.
NDB Bank has taken a significant step in revolutionizing financial convenience by enabling government plans through its digital platforms, Neos Online Banking and Neos Corporate. This integration comes alongside the launch of GovPay, Sri Lanka's transformative digital payment platform supported by ICTA, Lanka Pay, the Ministry of Digital Economy and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. By partnering with GovPay, NDB Bank aims to enhance digital accessibility and inclusivity for both citizens and businesses. With the integration of GovPay into Neos, users now have a secure, efficient and seamless way to make payments for a wide range of government services. This initiative aligns with NDB Bank's commitment to championing digital transformation and providing innovative solutions to modern banking customers.
Hatton National Bank plc has announced the successful acquisition of full ownership of Equity Partners Private Limited, marking a significant milestone in the bank's growth strategy. Following the acquisition, the entity has been rebranded as HNB Investment Bank Private Limited, solidifying NB's position in Sri Lanka's investment banking sector. Previously, Equity Partners was jointly owned by HNB and DFCC Bank plc and played a vital role in the country's financial services through its specialized subsidiaries. The newly rebranded HNB Investment Bank will offer a broad range of services, including mergers and acquisitions, capital market services, and financial advisory solutions. This strategic acquisition is aimed at aligning the bank's investment operations with its long-term growth objectives and expanding its influence both locally and internationally. The transition is expected to create new business opportunities and enhance HNB's overall capabilities in the financial sector. Siat Kalani Holdings has been granted Authorised Economic Operator Tier 1 status by Sri Lanka Customs, acknowledging the company's exceptional legal and operation compliance, as well as its robust supply chain security measures.
Siat Kalani Holdings has been awarded Authorised Economic Operator Tier 1 status by Sri Lanka Customs, recognising its high levels of legal compliance and strong supply chain security. This international recognized certification provides the company, a major exporter of rubber tires from Sri Lanka, with enhanced trade facilitations globally. The upgrade from Green Channel Fast Track status to AEO status will offer Siat Kalani benefits such as expedited customs clearance, reduced inspections, and enhanced security measures. This certification also contributes to the integrity and security of the global supply chain. The process of granting an AEO Tier 1 status involved a thorough validation by Sri Lanka Customs, during which Siat Kalani demonstrated full compliance with all required criteria. Chief Operating Officer Shamal Gunawardana emphasized that the certification is a testament to the company's commitment to regulatory and ethical compliance. He also noted that the AEO status strengthens their relationship with customs authorities and trade partners, ensuring smoother and more efficient operations.
Hasita Jayawardena has been appointed as the new chairperson of Sri Lanka's Melster Corp effective immediately. He will transition from his current position as a non-independent, non-executive director to executive chairman. With over 12 years of experience in managing diversified sectors, Hasita has played a key role in developing the plantation and leisure sectors within the Melster Corp group, under the guidance of his late father, Deshamana D.H.S. Jayawardena. He holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Kent in the UK and is also the managing director of Stassens Group of Companies. Additionally, Hasita serves as a director at several key companies, including Distilleries Company of Sri Lanka and Lanka Milk Foods. His appointment signals a new phase of growth and diversification for Melster Corp. Let's take a short commercial break. Global business updates coming on the other side. This is a Nightly Business Report. Welcome back to the Nightly Business Report. Most Asian stocks saw a decline today, with the Chinese shares continuing to climb due to optimism around AI developments, despite ongoing US tariffs. The Shanghai Composite rose by 0.8% and the Shanghai Shenzhen CSI 300 index gained 1%, reflecting strong performance in China. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index also advanced by 0.9% with notable gains from Lenovo Group and Xiaomi Corp. Meanwhile, broader regional markets were under pressure, influenced by uncertainty surrounding US President Donald Trump's policies. Indonesia's Jakarta Stock Exchange dropped 1.7%, while Thailand's SET Index saw 1.9% decline. Japan's Nikkei 225 and South Korea's Kospi both fell, while Australia's S&P ASX 200 experienced a modest 0.4% increase. US stock index futures remained largely unchanged following a mixed close on Wall Street. Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed as investors digested a slew of earnings and scrutinized big tech companies, cloud growth and AI investments. Shares of Amazon fell in extended trading as its cloud unit revenue fell short of estimates.
Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed on Thursday as investors digested a slew of earnings and scrutinized big tech companies' cloud growth and AI investments. The Dow lost almost 0.3%, the S&P 500 gained more than 0.33%, and the Nasdaq rose over 0.5%. Shares of Amazon, which closed higher, fell in extended trading. Although the tech giant's quarterly revenue results beat market expectations, revenue from Amazon's cloud unit fell short of estimates. Shares of Pinterest, up slightly at the close, soared as much as 22% in extended trading. The image-sharing platform forecast first-quarter revenue above market estimates thanks to its AI-powered advertising tools. Shares of Skyworks Solutions plunged nearly 25% after the Apple supplier forecast revenue declines in its mobile segment and projected current quarter profits below estimates. And shares of Philip Morris jumped nearly 11% after the cigarette maker posted better than expected quarterly results and forecast 2025 profit above estimates. Investors now turn their attention to Friday's non-farm payrolls report for January to gauge the state of the labor market and the Federal Reserve's next moves on interest rates.
Nissan CEO Makoto Uchida recently sat down with Honda CEO Chihiro Mimbe to communicate Nissan's desire to end their merger talks. This move comes after Honda proposed making Nissan a subsidiary.
Nissan has told Honda it wants to call off merger talks. That's according to a Reuters source on Thursday. They say the Nissan boss met his Honda counterpart earlier to break the news. The Japanese automakers had said they planned to discuss integration under a holding company. That would have created the world's third largest car firm. But the talks have reportedly soured amid growing differences. Multiple sources say negotiations hit a wall after Honda said it wanted to turn its smaller rival into a subsidiary. Nissan has reportedly rejected the idea. There was no comment on the latest reports from either firm. Both would only say they plan to decide their next steps by the middle of the month. Analysts say Nissan looks more vulnerable if the merger does fall through. It's been buffeted by one crisis after another and is in the middle of a turnaround plan. Over recent years, its market value has declined to around a fifth of Honda's. Such worries initially saw Nissan shares plunge when it was first reported the merger might fail. However, shares in the firm rose strongly in Thursday trade, up over 7% in the afternoon. Bloomberg has reported that Nissan will seek a new partner if the Honda plan does collapse.
That's all from us on the Nightly Business Report for today. We'll see you again on Monday with the latest updates in the business globe. Until then, I am Sunny Muthanayaka. Thank you for watching and have a good night.